weapons they have, Reformed versus Super Frogs.
And I am by no means not surprised to see Chanimal stepping into the arena again on that Affliction Warlock, and I can imagine all of the pressure is going to be on Chanimal. He has to be the MVP for his team. He has to avoid damage, dish out damage at the same time without getting caught. Looks like they're going after Wealthy Man for now. Flapper's getting loaded up with a ton of dots, tons of pressure from Wealthy Man with this Vendetta popped as well. Relza trying to keep him up, doing a decent job so far through this Vendetta pressure. In the meantime, they've secured a trap, and it actually looks like they're not even going to bother with Chanimal. They're actually just going to go after Wealthy Man. They don't want to deal with that slippery Warlock. They're going to attack the stationary Rogue. In the meantime, though, the Succubus play from Chanimal onto Relza has put his team very far behind, Adrian.
Yeah, it's been a really clean opener coming out of Super Frogs. They blinded the Incarnation on Flappers. He's had to use his Trinket regardless, and they've had basically a 3v1 situation because of that Succubus over onto Dizio. Meanwhile, Reformed unable to force many cooldowns. Chanimal's has been kiting. They're dropping Dizio lower and lower. Does have that aspect of the turtle. Has to pop it, dropping lower, and honestly, Super Frogs have just come out on top in this opener.
All right, Flappers, nice life grip from Relza away from Wealthy Man on that stun. Going to deny a bit of pressure. We're tied up on mana, but it's been such a tight fight so far. Dizio with almost no defensive cooldowns left. He needs to be careful. If he's in line of sight of Chanimal, he could easily fall. Wealthy Man is basically soloing him behind the box. Relza is forced to use pain suppression. Now Wealthy Man, finally some counter pressure out from Reform towards Super Frogs. And Wealthy Man dips below 10%. Who's going to fall first? Bash on the Chanimal, Wyvern Sting onto Cubsy into the trap. Now Flappers caught into a kidney shot as well. There's so much damage coming out from the Super Frogs. Flappers manages to stay alive. Dizio disengaging away to try and stay afloat. Flappers is still low. Relza getting feared away, and the crowd control from Super Frogs is relentless.
Does Flappers have 9 lives? That's the question. Relza's trying to keep him alive, but he gets counterspelled, and Flappers falls in game 1. Super Frogs with a...
Have done nothing but win here today. One of these teams, though, has to drop to the lower portion of the bracket. Super Frogs going to have the driver's seat right now, but Reformed going to try to take it away on Dollar and Sewers.
I want to just credit Wealthy Man. He's been playing with Cubsy for a long time. He won the North American Championship back in 2015, I believe, and he got to BlizzCon with Cubsy, and he's kind of the guy that you need to recognize. You need to respect Wealthy Man. You don't get to see him a lot. He's not really a live streamer and stuff like that, but when he comes to LAN, he always delivers a solid performance.
Yep, and those guys, of course, they do go back to Cloud9. They've been picked up by some pretty hefty names over the years and have the synergy that you're now starting to see pay out dividends for Super Frogs. We see the trap. Wealthy Man comes back. He's actually going to commit his Vendetta onto Dizio, basically to get him to run away from the healer. They don't want that True Shot aura doing too much damage. They're actually mitigating Flappers, but we can see the strategy change. Chanimal's the target of choice for Reformed, and they're getting a good amount of pressure.
Yeah, they're trying to get counter pressure on Flappers with his kidney shot, but Rel's already lined up a lot of shields. He took 0 damage. Chanimal is the one that has been on the back foot. Nice interrupt, a triple Infernal from Chanimal, trying to peel him away, but a triple bursting shot from Dizio. I'm not sure if he has the trap. There's the full trap, and Chanimal could be in trouble. Trades out the unending resolve to reduce the incoming pressure, but Relza's moving in. He's setting up for a triple. Double fear. Chanimal's unending resolve is now faded. A stun onto Cubsy. He needs to be careful with this Spirit Link Totem. Is Cubsy going to try and play it greedy? He's got healing tied down. He popped Ascendance. He needs to get some heals out. There's no more interrupts. He should be able to stabilize Chanimal with this. Nice job from Cubsy. Playing it out greedy, but with no Trinket and playing relentless. Next crowd control chain could still be the end of the game, and Chanimal needs to kite like a god to survive.
The game's completely different, actually. Wealthy Man even using his blind onto Relza offensively. Now Flappers does have that Trinket for a stun. He'll be able to use it however he chooses, and the stun is triple DR. Little mistake there coming out of Wealthy Man, but Cubsy and Chanimal's doing a good job, able to kite around, reducing any of the damage coming in through that trap. Now, because of that offensive pressure has been mitigated, they can get aggressive. You see the Vendetta popped once again, forcing out the final survival instincts on Flappers, and also mana's a thing. Low blue bar on Relza as he's trying to keep his team offensive, but he will start to fall behind.
Yeah, they need to land a trap on Cubsy right now. Wealthy Man's trying to soak it, but he goes for Wyvern Sting instead. Chanimal on the run, but Wealthy Man is low as well. I love this split pressure from Reformed. Wealthy Man is not trading out the evasion. He's trying to play it greedy with his healer caught into another fear. Will he be able to do it? Relza now getting feared away by Chanimal. Not able to sit into it for a full duration. Dizio and Flappers are on the run. Will Relza be able to save Dizio, or will Aspect of the Turtle have to be traded out? The damage from Chanimal is just so high. They stun up Wealthy Man. I definitely want to see more swapping from Reformed, but it seems like Chanimal's just a little bit too slippery. They can't stay on target, and Flappers gets caught into a kidney shot. barely any mana left for Relza. Cubsy moves in, they land the spell lock. Aspect of the turtle has to be traded out, and Super Frogs are on fire with this pressure.
Yeah, Super Frogs, this is their game. This is what they need. But here comes the counter pressure. This could be the potential kill. Light's Wrath connects onto Chanimals. He's kiting away desperately. Do they have the follow-up? There's the Mighty Bash. This could be the game. Healthstone, though, still saved by Chanimals. That's the sign of a key player. In those moments, he does save the defensive cooldown in time. And now, because they survive, we see another Succubus stun over onto Relzar. That Disorient actually broken, interrupted well. And now Flapper's dropping low. Dizio dropping low. As long as that Spirit Link is still alive, Cubsy should be able to keep his team offensive, and Reformed really struggling.
Yeah, Relza is basically out of mana, and Dizio is forced to retreat away. I would like to see Chanimal just play defensive for 30 seconds and wait for that unending resolve. They basically have Reformed on the ropes. They need to make sure they don't get too aggressive. Relza's trying to move in. They know they need to end the game. Full trap has now been landed. Chanimal with no healer for quite some time. They knock Chanimal into the open. He portals. Will he be able to get away in time? A full fear now into Cubsy. Gets locked on the drain, so there's nothing left, and Cubsy can't get there in time. Reformed strike back in the final seconds with 0 mana left to tie this series 1-1.
That really was their last chance as well.
It 100% was. And Super Frogs are just going to be squads to keep your eyes on throughout this entire tournament. They are all tied up 1-1. Let's get these gates open. It's time for these teams to face off.
This is basically Chanimal's arena. He's picked the biggest one in the pool so that he can use the maximum amount of distance to kite and avoid damage. You can see him setting up his demonic gateway that's going to go all the way across to the other pillar. He's got his demonic circle down. He mounts up to get away from his portal, and he's going to be portaling at a 90-degree angle out of line of sight. So he's going to run right in the middle of the map. As soon as Cubsy goes into any crowd control, you're going to see Chanimal start to run away and portal, but he has to be careful that he doesn't max range it. In the meantime, Flappers is leading the charge. He's got maximum bleeds up onto Chanimal and immediately portals back. Here's the crowd control onto Cubsy, and this is up to Chanimal. How is he going to escape this situation? He's got the gateway. He gates across the map. Nobody's over there. He's going to be able to get out of line of sight. Ooh, that Light's Wrath connected at the last second. Now he's dangerously low as a result. Cubsy's still caught in the crowd control. He had to use the Hellstone. He's drain souling off of the pet to try and heal himself back up, but that Hellstone is a critical cooldown that he's not going to have for later.
He really wanted to hold on to it too. He really waited until that last moment, but the bleeds had already connected. It was Incarnation and the True Shot Aura. Even though he was out of line of sight, his health dropped dangerously low. Now, he doesn't have any of those defensive cooldowns aside from the unending resolve. Flappers is reconnecting. They're going to get the full trap here onto Cubsy. This could be a lot of trouble. Once again, though, Chanimal's kiting so well, using the Drain Soul on the pet, using this map very intelligently. Even though Cubsy isn't healing him, he's keeping himself alive to some extent. And there comes, I guess that was the real
earlier then.
At that point, yes.
He caught himself a big heal earlier on and was able to stay alive, still held onto the Hellstone. Somehow Flapper's now getting counter-pressured. Relza spamming out Shadow Mends to pick him back up. He's going to use Thorns and then swap to Wealthy Man. Wealthy Man now is low. Cubsy's trying to pick him back up. He gets Skull Bashed by Flappers. Dizio disengages in. He's looking for the final trap to win the game. They land the stun. Dizio's in position. He's bursting shots. He still has the trap. They're going after Wealthy Man instead of Chanimals, and he's in a dangerous spot. He's out in the middle of the map. He's out in the middle of nowhere, and Reformed are going to take him down, now leading 2-1.
Chanimals really played that game so well on the big map, but Wealthy Man let them down just a little bit. He used the evasion offensively earlier in the game. Well, kind of offensively. It was more because Chanimals were kiting so well. And suddenly Reformed, with a quick victory on the map choice of Super Frogs, take charge in the series.
Yeah, they were starting to hear too.
I'm gonna roll that clip right now. Here we can see there's the full maim onto Cubsy. Dizio min-maxing his damage, shooting out a windburst, and then landing the trap. Doesn't wait like an inexperienced hunter might be doing, and that's very important when you play these control-based classes like the mage, like the hunter, where you land.
It might be better. Obviously, Relentless is super high value. There's so much crowd control, but you can't use Spirit Link if you can't Trinket.
Yep, I guess, either could really work, but Cubsy is sticking to Relentless in what could potentially be the final game of the series. Marksman Hunter does have a lot of kind of annoying crowd control. You do have the Wyvern Sting, you have the bursting shot, you have the trap, you have the stuns coming out of Flappers, so I do totally understand why he is playing the Relentless, but could be an option for sure. We see the opener now onto Flappers. They do have, of course, the Vendetta committed. Wealthy Man's been putting that out basically on cooldown to kind of get the pressure, get the mana bar rolling down on Relzar, so they're going to get a little bit of pressure pressure here, but Flapper's actually popping in early Incarnation. Chanimal's going to trinket and kite away immediately.
All right, we see a full trap secured onto Cubsy as Chanimal gates across the map, and these rooms that Chanimal is using are really effective. He took basically 0 damage. Cubsy's going to gate back to his side. Looks like they used the blind defensively onto Flappers. They're trying to crowd control his Incarnation. That's an interesting decision because they've been winning on mana every game, so if you use your long crowd control to stop damage rather than play to win, that might be a way for Super Frogs to come ahead here.
Yeah, it's something that we've seen a couple of times. Wealthy Man did it in Game 1. They won Game 1, didn't do it in Game 2. They lost that, so happy to see him adapting back over to that win condition of the long game. Chanimal's, of course, such a god at that. You can see Wealthy Man's doing a good job holding onto his evasion. The Jungle Cleave are splitting up their pressure a little bit here. They're trying to get bleeds onto Chanimals and Wealthy Man, trying to expose a weakness on Super Frogs, but so far they're not biting.
Oh, Wealthy Man attacking into Thorns and taking so much damage as a result. With Cubsy sitting through a full trap, Wealthy Man could easily fall. Will the Spirit Link be able to connect in time? A bash to follow it up, and Wealthy Man's at 2%. Will Cubsy get it? He gets the Spirit Link this time around. In the meantime, Chanimal has been building up counter pressure. Relza was sitting through 3 fears. Now his entire team is down below 50%. Will he be able to sustain his team? Wealthy Man is slowly recovering, but Vendetta has been popped. It gets traded out by Flappers. Dizio is dipping low. It's a race against the clock. Wealthy Man gates away, but Cubsy can't get back to him in time. Wealthy Man's just dying to bleeds behind the pillar. Will he be able to go down? He kidney shots Flappers to try and counter kill. Relza caught into a full fear, and Chanimal's damage is hard carrying Super Frogs right now.
Chanimals is hard carrying in every single way. He got the defensive fear, stopped the crowd control. Flappers dropping low. He gets the stun on 0 health, but it's not enough. Reform do lose the game, and now we are tied for our first Game 5 of the day.
Chanimal is absolutely a god. And
We saw them as the aggressive team coming in, but they've kind of reformed the way they're playing, and if they can go back to that all-aggression style, I think they can win it.
the puns, bro. All right, we're jumping straight into this. Game number 5, Reformed versus Super Frogs. Who's going to drop down to the lower portion of the bracket, and who's going to get the best seats in the house?
All right, Chanimal is literally hiding in the starting room, now pushing out to get away from his demonic circle. Cubsy is far away to try and split them up. Nice capacitor totem there onto Relza. Maybe Cubsy can get a cheeky Hex kidney shot. Doesn't look like they're going to go for it. Flapper's getting life crypt away. Offensively looking good so far for Super Frogs. Chanimal not trying to max range his portal. He needs to stay there. He portals right away as soon as Cubsy gets stunned. Drain Soul immediately to start healing. He fake casts the Skull Bash, but now he's caught in the stun. He trinkets and gates across the map, but Cubsy's locked down in a trap. Chanimal jumps out of line of sight. He's spamming out the Drain Souls onto that Hippo, just trying to suck as much life back into himself as he can. He's barely hanging on with these Drain Soul plays. In the meantime, Blind Sap was secured onto Flappers. That bought time for Cubsy to sit through the crowd control. Now connecting some powerhouse healing surges. Chanimal starts to stabilize. They knock him out of the Earthen Shield, but not far enough that he can't get back into it. Offensively, though, Super Frogs have gotten nothing from Flappers. No Survival Instincts charges, and the next time there's a trap on Cubsy, it could be it for Chanimal.
Yeah, it was actually a big play out there from Wealthy Man. He was able to he got caught up in the bursting shot into the trap, wasn't able to eat that, but then he blinded Flappers trinketed, and he was able to land the sap anyways, so well played by Wealthy Man landing that, but still not looking to be enough as Chanimal's dropping lower and lower. Cubsy far away in that route, undispellable of course, can't get towards his Warlock, needs to get out of some heals. If they get one interrupt on these, they will win this game. They have crowd control coming up shortly, and he just cannot top him off. There's the stun. If they can get the trap here, this will be game.
Yes, will Dizio be able to get Wealthy Man with a clutch play? He peeled Dizio away with a cheap shot. Cubsy needs to pre-link. He doesn't get the Spirit Link. If Dizio gets the trap, it's surely going to be the end of the match. He pre-links the trap. Nice read by Cubsy. That play is going to keep his team alive. Now counter pressure onto Dizio. He's forced to use Aspect of the Turtle. Aspect of the Turtle, Super Frogs. It's a race against the clock. Who is going to fall first, Dizio or Chanimal? There's no retreating from this point. This is the point of no return. Cubsy caught into another stun. Chanimal dipping low, but Dizio dipping low as well. The rake stun from Flappers. Will he find the kill in time? Relza is struggling to deal with the damage onto Dizio. Flappers gets kidney shot away. Dizio's moving in for the final trap of the game. Is he going to be able to get this trap, Adrian?
It does look like this. I mean, he's trying to get it. There's the bursting shot. He does have the setup. Here's the full trap. There's nothing left for Chanimals. He needs to jump away, otherwise he will croak. Wealthy Man with the peels, trying to keep his Warlock alive at this point. Got the stun over onto Dizio. Actually forces out Survival Instincts on Flappers as well, so they do have the counter pressure. Relza does have some mana left as well, though. Should be able to get to heals. We see another beautiful undispellable trap in the middle of the map. Cubsy unable to get the connection there.
Look at Chanimal.
It's the full favor. Chanimals is dropping low, gets the health zone barely out in time. The trap should still be available. Pressure still in favor of Reformed.
Yeah, Cubsy getting locked up by that Skull Bash. He's trying to retreat away from Dizio. Dizio moves in, he snipes the trap off thin air, and Chanimals is going to go down, I think, here, as Reformed strike back. Such a valiant game from Super Frogs, but Reformed's offensive pressure is looking unstoppable in this tournament today. Who's going to...
Exactly what happens. Aim shot after aim shot. Again, min-maxing, knocking everybody up. Beautiful kick from Flappers. Gonna soften up Chanimals real nice right there. And Dizio just snipes the trap out of thin air. And there it is. Chanimals gonna try to get that fear onto Relza to stop that follow-up fear. Not gonna be enough though. And Reformed are gonna be going.
That's right. I'm here with Reformed healer Relza. Very impressive performance. Now, we've seen a lot of players and teams play jungle, but what is it that sets your team apart from the others?
So when we play jungle, we try to just focus on all aggression. None of us actually enjoy playing dampening games, so we just try to finish the game as quick as possible, to be quite honest.
Well, thank goodness for us, because it's a lot of fun to watch. Now, that last game was a very close one. Are you impressed by SuperFrog's performance at all?
Yeah, they actually played a lot better than we thought they would. They're actually probably one of the strongest NA teams, maybe the strongest actually. I expect they'll go further in the tournament, to be fair.
Yeah, they're definitely very strong. Now, have you enjoyed your time in Columbus, Ohio so far?
Yeah, it's been a new experience, first time to the US. They're being really nice here at MOG Studios, and yeah, it's been good.
Well, it's definitely awesome to have you here. Thank you very much, and good luck in the rest of the tournament. Back to Rich.
Thank you guys so much. A single series, so they are in those upper finals here, and we can see the team that will be playing against them in the upper finals will be the winner of Skill Cap Black versus the Rejects. This is going to be a very, very awesome matchup to get to see, and then after that,